guys, Neff here, and today we're taking a look at image colorization. We took this picture and restored it to its former glory, and now we're gonna color it and make it look like so. So we're gonna get started by opening Photoshop. So I'm gonna go to File, Open, and then I'm gonna open our PSD file or our Photoshop file that we saved last time. So last time we added a black and white adjustment layer to turn the image into a flat black and white, and now we're going to add a folder, and we're going to put all this original work into a folder. We're just going to create a folder by pressing this little button in the bottom, create group 1, and then you're going to toss everything in by selecting one and shift click. I'm going to label this. We're going to call it basic image, restored image, whatever you want to name it. And now we're gonna add a couple of layers. So we're gonna start off with a regular layer, and we're gonna use a simple tool for this one. We're gonna use a brush tool, and we're gonna use a skin tone color. So something like around that range, and we're gonna press OK. And we're gonna make our brush size a little bit large, and we're gonna make sure that hardness is all the way to 0 just to get a soft edge. So we're gonna go ahead and color our person right here. And we're gonna go all around, and we're gonna do something similar to what we did with the fire truck tutorial. So we're just gonna color him in. Now take into consideration that although we're coloring him, he necessarily isn't gonna be the color that is being filled in right now. We are going to use a blend mode on this layer in particular, and it's going to change the color of the layer in question. So that's good right there. We're going to take a look at this blend layer, and we're going to take a look at some of these. So let's try dissolve. It doesn't do it. How about multiply? Almost. How about screen? No, not quite. Soft light. Overlay. Nope. Luminosity. Nope. Hue. Nope. So I think our best one is going to be multiply, and we're going to turn down the opacity a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to get the areas around his eyes. So we need to bring our brush a little bit smaller, and we're going to zoom in, and then we're going to color in the detail. So I am using a mouse. Some people like using sensor boards, a little bamboo, and Wacom tablets. You can use either or, whatever is helpful for you, but I don't have one of those with me, so I'm doing it with the mouse. And don't forget to get the ears, and if you mess up, just go back and delete. I'm gonna go around his lip a little bit. And then we're going to do his neck area. And I'm going super close in the edges because that is a place where a lot of detail is placed. You want to start mixing an overlapping color so it gets a little messy. Right, now I could zoom out a little bit, make my brush a little bit bigger. There we go, that looks pretty good. Now let's try to do his lips. I'm gonna do a soft pink. And then we're going to do multiply again, and then we're going to bring that pink down. Now if this pink is a little too vivid for us, what we could do is create an adjustment layer for this. Go to hue and saturation, I'm gonna click this little button right here. This tells it that it applies to the layer below, and then we could change the color that we just painted in. Maybe to low red. We can make it a little bit more saturated, less saturated, brighter, darker. You can zoom out and see the overall picture. That's about good for right now, right? Although it looks like we do need to go back in and paint around his lip a little bit with the skin color. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my skin color. I'm gonna take this opacity off, and I'm gonna sample my skin color again, and I'm gonna go back and brush and bring up this opacity. Sample one more time, and then paint again. Okay, we can zoom back out. Try to cover these patches that I miss. Okay, let's try that. Multiply. Okay, and then we're gonna do his eyes, and then we're gonna do a super speed type of thing, and then we'll take a look at some adjustment layers that we could do at the end. I'm gonna do his eyes. His eyes are like this really flat gray color. I'm gonna go ahead and do them white. I'm gonna create a new layer, and then I'm gonna paint. This thing isn't working. Nope. Here, I'm gonna delete this layer again. I'm gonna create it one more time. New layer. I'm gonna drag it up. Now there it is. Okay. Okay. And this time, if I do multiply, it's just gonna disappear. So I'm gonna do luminosity, and then I'm gonna turn that opacity down. We just want it to stand out more than it was before. Maybe turn it down a little bit more. Just a little bit more, like around there. That's fine. And now I'm gonna do a high speed. Okay, so now I'm going to do a couple of adjustment layers. I got pretty much all the color that I can add to this image. I could add more color if I wanted to, but for this tutorial we're just gonna do the basic, you know, skin color, a little bit of a blush, lips, a little bit of the eyes, the suit, and the shirt underneath. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a level. And we're gonna adjust the whites to be like so, and the blacks like so. It's gonna bring out the blacks, and it's gonna bring up the whites a little bit. Gonna turn on the whites over here. See, it starts adding a little bit more depth. And then we're gonna do color balance, and we're gonna adjust the colors. basically for this part, we're just eyeballing it. There's no right or wrong or anything, as long as it looks real. And then we could do exposure. Like so. And that's about it. If you wanted to get rid of some of this scratches any further, I don't think we talked about it in the last session, but we could go to noise and dust and scratches, and this will essentially get rid of some of the scratches for you. So you just have to play with it. See, no difference to mine, so I'm gonna undo that one. That's basically it. That's how you color a picture. Grab a brush, paint over it, adjust the adjustment layer, change the opacity, do it over and over again until you get something real. If you're a painter, obviously you know the technique. If you're not, just paint it like you would a coloring page with a digital brush. So thanks for watching my tutorial, and if you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave them in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.